Hi Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your October 16th to the 31st, 2020 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be located in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into the safe and loving space. All right. So let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Libra, October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Libra. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. Okay. And then let's see what your chakra energy is for this time. Libra. October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Libra. October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Libra. October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic, these four. All right, so we're starting here with creativity. This is the sacral chakra. Now the sacral chakra is where a lot of negativity is held from this life and from past lives. So as you are embracing your creativity, you're also going to find that as you're letting creative energy flow within you and around you, you're going to find that you are breaking a lot of barriers, walls, doubts, fears that you have had. You're kind of seeing them crumble. And for a lot of you, you're going to be seeing them crumble in a very profound and very intense way. It can actually kind of like steal the breath from you just a little bit. It's like, oh my goodness. You know, when we have that energy kind of coming through us, that is a time where almost we're stopped in our tracks. And so as you're releasing the energy that has kept you blocked, the energy that has made it feel that anything creative, anything, empowering for you in your life is stolen away. That's released. And that's released in a very powerful way. And it can also be released in a very gentle, very quiet way. But there's a sense here of you embracing the creative aspect of yourself and your creative power. And you're really letting that become a part of you instead of it being, okay, it only has to be facts, it only has to be this, it only has to be that. It's kind of like you can ramble, you can wander and see where the path takes you. And that's going to be actually a very healthy thing for you during this time, not to have so many plans, not to have everything kind of, listed out. Just discover. And discovery is going to lead to this insurgence of creativity within. And then we have abundance. This is the root chakra, at the root of all human beings, which, this can be argued and this cannot be, but it is abundance. At the root of every human being is abundance. What we do with that abundance and how we move ourselves forward, because it doesn't mean an abundance like you get to live in a mansion and drive 15 million, fancy smashy cars. It doesn't mean that at all. It means that there's an abundance of soul. There's a beauty within you that gets to shine. There's a luck, there's a brilliance, there's a truth that gets to be lived. And that calls forth abundance into your life, that calls you forward in a way that makes you feel as if the footprints that you are leaving behind on this earth, the path that you have walked, has meaning to it. And that abundance, that sense of abundance, not accumulating the most, but having the greatest power within your heart, is really going to be a defining and powerful factor for you during this time. It's also going to be a really beautiful connection. Then it leads you to soul's healing. This is the soul star chakra, located 6 inches above your crown. This is healing light pouring over you. This is peace. This is harmony. This is abundance of spirit. This is brilliance of self. This is a healing of your soul and what you desire, moving you forward towards something more, towards something greater. And as you heal, you become more you. As this light comes over you, it's going to come very warm and settling. I'm feeling it settling at the back of the shoulders, kind of the nape of the neck. That's going to be an area where this healing energy comes, and it's kind of runs through your spine, runs through Spirit is saying the ladder of you, the way that you climb forward. And that's really beautiful. And so there's a healing that comes in, and there's an empowerment that comes forward. This is all about, so far, claiming a power within you that has been dormant. And then we have here psychic development. This is the third eye chakra. This can be your psychic development is really happening. You're learning how to listen more closely, more in tunely to the world around you, to your connection with spirit, to your connection with the divine, to your connection with brilliance. This is also the veil being lifted from your eyes, your third eye, seeing more clearly and being drawn to a path that moves forward more in instinctual knowledge. So it doesn't mean that you have to see yourself as, oh wow, my psychic talents are developing. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You can really see yourself as really stepping into your own and really embracing your intuition and knowing that divinity holds you in your hands. Yeah, divinity holds you in their hands as you walk forward in your truth and in your knowledge, in the truth that you see and the power that you embrace. Now, the left-hand side here is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side is the public arena, your public self. So let's see here. We start off with the Queen of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, love, healing, blessings, bliss coming forward. Then we have the Page of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is a sense of study, understanding, choosing a path, learning, discovering and seeing things differently, kind of walking a path that you hadn't thought you would walk, but because there's a broadening of the mind, you're like, why not? And then we have here the Page of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, that sense of looking, that sense of discovering, that sense of creating, as you are crowned by the Queen here. So the one who rules everything is crowning the sense that what Spirit is saying is that the idea of the self, the mastery of the heart and the soul, and the connection that you have to what you desire within your life is profoundly impactful in your inner self. And it's leading you to be a student of your heart. It's also leading you to be a student of your passion. And it's saying, if you stop learning, then it's kind of like that old saying, if you stop learning, you stop living. It's taking on new wonders. It's seeing things with new eyes. And it leads you to the Five of Swords. This is part of a karmic lesson. Part of a karmic lesson to bring wonderment back into your life, to be awed by the day today and the brilliance and the beauty within the world, to release the anger, the negativity, the hardships, the pains, the disappointments that have been holding us back for so long, and to walk in the glory of our beauty and in the abundance of our souls. It then leads you to the Magician, as above, so below. As you believe it, so it becomes. And this is so true in all aspects of our lives, but also for our hearts. Now you might sit there and say, oh, I believed that this person was going to love me and it all fell apart, so this isn't true. You don't have any control over another person. We just don't, okay? The only person we have control over is ourselves. What we believe and what we focus on is what we call in. So if you're focusing on only one person and saying that's it, if it's not that person, we're done. I'm done with love, I'm done with joy within my life. You might very well miss, and you will very well miss, a beautiful, powerful person who walks by you, who can be coming in. Or just that energy of being able to embrace your power, to embrace your understanding, because you are crowned with love here. This is standing before the altar of your existence. This is connecting with spirit. This is this is the four elements of power and of self and of truth. And this is your connection and guidance forward within it. You are transforming yourself quite powerfully and quite brilliantly. And it leads you here to the Knight of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It leads you to moving forward slowly and steadily in what you desire, in what you see to be true to you, in what your heart wants, and as a defender of the prosperity that you get to walk in on this earthly plane. It then leads you to the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is wishes granted. Wishes granted, but it's dreams had. So it's our dreams that are so sacred to us that it is hard to bring them into the waking world, because we don't want them to be corrupted by the hurt, by the pain, by the anger, the upset that this world has to offer us. And so here, it is looking at our dreams, and it's saying, okay, yeah, life disappoints, and it most definitely does, but it can also be extraordinary. And it's letting our dreams become part of that extraordinary way of being, and it leads you to prosperity that lasts for generations. Then we have the Star card. And this is Aquarius energy, a time frame of January 20th to February 18th. And this really does carry into the theme of the Magician, as above, so below. And it's like, as you embrace this power, so do you change the world. And you're pouring forth energy of healing, of compassion, of understanding, and of grace. It then leads you to the Empress. It leads you to prosperity. It leads you to powerful creative energy, guiding you forward. It leads you to claiming a throne that you thought was lost, and also a voice that you thought was lost. And then you have the King of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, once again, a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn. This is the knight becoming the king, okay? So in your heart, you are a knight, you are a defender, you are a seeker, you are, a rambler, a wanderer. And in the public arena, you are a force to be reckoned with. And this then leads you to the Ten of Cups. And they all live happily ever after. And what's so brilliant is that you have the Five of Swords at your roots. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. So the Five of Swords, karmic energy faced, hardships, pains, disappointments, hurts, sitting there facing things that you say, oh no, I really rather not. Thank you though. And true blessings come out of it, because the Ten of Cups is, and they all live happily ever after. And the Ten of Pentacles is wealth that lasts for generations. But remember, it does not have to be wealth as in material wealth. It can be wealth of soul and of what you value as much as money coming into your existence. So let's see what people will aid you during this time. Who is going to aid Libra? October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Libra. Who's going to aid Libra? October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Oh, fantastic. 4. So we start off here with the King of Cups. Water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. You already have the Queen of Cups in the main reading, and now you have the King. And I love the King of Cups because he is the ruler of simply himself. And that is what we are in this world. As frustrating and aggravating and overwhelming and just, the world makes us. And as much as we would like to scream and yell and get people to be able to do what we want them to do, the fact of the matter is, and it's an annoying fact, I'm not going to lie with this, is that probably that person that we are absolutely frustrated with is absolutely frustrated with us. Sits there and thinks, well, if you could just do things my way, everything would be better. Everything would be fine. We'd have everything all figured out. And so here, it's realizing that the only person that you can control, and even then, we break that control that we say we're going to have over ourselves. Oh, I'm not going to eat that cookie. Oh, I'm not going to have that drink. Oh, I'm going to exercise all the time. And then we're like, oh, I'm tired. Oh, I deserve that cookie. It's been a really hard day. Oh, I need to unwind. I want that drink type of thing. So we don't even have that full ironclad control over ourselves. We are a bit like lackadaisical at times. And so once we realize that there is not that control, there is a beauty and there is a peace that comes into our lives. And that's what this King of Cups has us see. This King of Cups has us realize that we are only king over ourselves. And this person will do this through an exemplary fashion. It's kind of like either they rule themselves really well, or they can do it in a way where they're having this argument with somebody and they are so frustrated and they are so overwhelmed and they are so just done. And you realize, oh wow, you can only rule yourself. And if that person knew it, it would be so much easier for them. So that is going to be that energy of the King of Cups coming in. It's powerful, it's brilliant, it's loving, it's caring, it's kindness, but it's also profound. And then we have Sagittarius energy, a time frame of November 22nd to December 21st. This is a person who is very spiritually inclined. This is a person who asks a tremendous amount of questions, and you are going to be really drawn to the questions that they're asking, to the knowledge that they're finding, to the way that they are moving forward. So here, this is going to be a person who has you looking at things differently, has you asking questions that maybe you wouldn't even have thought of asking, but brings profound knowledge and understanding to you. Then you have the King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This person is really going to resonate with you because they're fellow air sign energies. So you understand where they're coming from. You understand their knowledge, their truth, okay? This is a person who is in control of their life. This is a person who cuts through doubts and fears and can be a bit cold at times. Like they sit there and they'll say, this has to be separate. This isn't anything personal. This has to be like this. And you might sit there and think, ooh, that doesn't really sit with me, even though you are an air sign energy. And all air sign energies can be like this. I myself am an air sign energy. So I most definitely know that, we can be intense and cutting and to the point at times. But you're going to find it to be rather inspiring because this person claims their throne. This person is a warrior in their lives, in their truth. And it's like, okay, I can claim my power. I know what it is that I want. And I'm going to work, my tush off in order to get there. And as I do so, I claim a brilliance and a beauty and a power and a grace and an understanding within me that is absolute royalty within my life. Oh, goodness. All right, hopefully that stays. There we go. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Now we have the King and the Queen of Cups here. So that's a soulmate connection. This could be, this could be a couple that really impacts you. These can be people who, their knowledge really plays off of each other and it's really quite brilliant for you. This is a person who is caring. You have this person in the main part of your reading, in your inner self. This could be a person that you know, though the people who aid you and the people who you need to be mindful of don't necessarily have to be a part of your life. It can be their knowledge comes into your life and they inspire you in such a way, or they have you, looking at things differently. And it can be harmful, but it's also brilliant. Here, we're talking about the brilliant people who really help us, who really have us looking at things and going deeper into our soul, going deeper into ourselves, going deeper into what we want and what we desire. And this is a healing, caring, kind person who opens their hearts to the world and who lives in a way that is heart open and soul showing. So then we have the same energy right here. And this brings us right to the Queen of Cups in our inner selves. And that's the energy that you're going to feel so connected with. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Your chakra energy here during this time is going to be having a bit of fun, kind of all over the place at times. Okay, we'll see how that works. This is a sense of really connecting with that heart, with that soul. So the Queen of Cups, you're going to feel very comfortable around the healing energy that is this Queen of Cups. And again, it's water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. It is a sense of embracing your love, embracing what you desire, diving deep into the waters of your truth, of what you want from your life, of what you're looking for, of where you're headed. And it's being open and honest with yourself about how you feel. You know, a lot of times either we delve completely into our feelings and it's all about our feelings, or we go right into our mind and it's all about logic and it's all about balancing everything out. And this is finding that middle road. This is saying for your inner self, it's like, I can't be a chaos of emotions, like, you know, a tornado of emotions every 5 seconds, but I can be my heart's truth. I could be my grace of me and my heart's desiring. And as you do this, and as you have the Queen come in, who is this powerhouse, who is this focus, this understanding, as you look at your inner self, and it's like you have this power, you have this brilliance, it opens you up to being a student. And it sounds funny to say that in your inner self, you're going to be ruler and student, but that is the best way to be. It really is. To be the ruler of what you want, to be the ruler of your soul, of yourself, of knowing really with the cups that I only guide my own path. I can only guide my emotions. The river that lives within me, you know, your heart, the blood that flows through you, is the only thing that can guide you forward, okay? And that you have any semblance of control over. And it leads you to the Page of Wands. It leads you to being a student of your passion, of your creativity, of what you desire, of the reason why you get out of bed in the morning, the spark, the fire, the brilliance that is you. And you're looking at things openly and honestly. You're questioning, you're seeking, you're discovering, you're finding. And it leads you to being a student of your heart. It leads you to creating. This is going to be very creative energy from the picture, most definitely. But also just because you're looking at what is right for your heart, your soul, yourself. What is right for the way that you want to move forward, for the love that you have within your life, for the grace that is a part of you. And it's asking yourself, like, what do I love? What do I want? What do I discover? What do I need? Because it was psychic development, soul's healing, and abundance that fell. So those are going to be the things that seem to be blocked at times. You know, abundance, it seems like, okay, everybody else gets to be abundant, but the road is so hard for me. And what did Plato say? Be kind. The man standing next to you is carrying a hard load, or a heavy load. That's it, a heavy load. And I'm paraphrasing there. But it's be kind, because the person standing next to you is carrying more than you even imagine. And that's part of the abundance of life. It's like understanding that everybody has their baggage, has their trauma drama, all right? And as you heal, you focus on your trauma drama. You focus on you. You focus on your love. You focus on your light. You focus on your brilliance. You focus on your truth. And you move forward in a development, and it's psychic development, because it's connecting with spirit in a way that most people in this world just don't. It's walking not with the blinders on of me, 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 me. It's walking in the truth of heal my path. You know, guide my steps. Divinity, walk with me. Be my guide in this world. Angels, wrap your wings around me and move me forward. And that's what you're becoming a student of. And there is mastery of this understanding within you. It's kind of like a student craftsman, you know, and or an apprentice and a master of the field, or even if you're getting your doctorate, you know, it's like the person who knows everything, and then you're like the lowly peon type of person. And that's the type of energy that's here. It's like, you know everything. And then there's this, but it's not lowly. It's this sense of discovery, the sense of questioning, the sense of questioning, the sense of becoming. And it has you facing a karmic debt. It has you facing, it can be a fear of not knowing. It can be a fear of really stepping into your power, which, yeah, that rings true for a lot of you Libras, where it's a fear of stepping into your power, of maybe unbalancing the scales just a little bit, you know, until you find your footing, until you find your truth with the power and the grace and the beauty and the eloquence and the elegance that is you. And it's knowing that, you know what, this upheaval here, this facing of something that you have faced before, but hadn't lived up to the expectations of divinity, because divinity's expectations for us are the full extent of how we're able to heal and how we're able to manifest forward. And so with the 5 of Swords, it's doubts, it's fears, it's angers, it's upsets, but it leads you to a coming into your magic. in your heart, in your soul, in yourself. And it's not saying, oh my gosh, it has to be just the way that I envisioned it. It is saying here, I have to stand. I have to stand up for me in a kind, compassionate, loving way, in a way that honors my creational self, okay? Your power as a creative being, as a created being, and as a creative being. And then it brings you magic. It brings you the magic coming into your life. It brings you blessed by roses, and me, I have this absolute, love for the Virgin Mary. So those roses for me represent that love of healing, that love of compassion. And all compassionate deities, throughout all religions, just are so absolutely beautiful to me. And so that could be what crowns you, if that's what you're drawn to. But it's also the beauty of love, the beauty of the fragileness and yet the complexity of our beings, of ourselves, and of the way we move forward. And this is an embracing of our magic. So Brahma in Hinduism said, I hide the God's head within man, because that is the one place he will not look for it. And so as we as individuals, and as we as human beings, and as a culture in general, or as a species in general, look everywhere else but inside ourselves for truth, we become further and further away from that truth that guides us, from that truth that leads us forward. Your heart is a radiant, powerful source during this time. It's the magician. It's the one that stands before the altar of creation, the altar of power, the altar of existence, and claims your truth, and claims your passion, your brilliance, your abundance. And that's what you're doing here. And as above, so below. As you believe it, so it becomes. As you start to see that God's head within you, that emblem of magic, as I see it, in ourselves and in this world, you start to realize that stardust flows through your veins. You are the universe, and the universe is you. And the world just opens in a way that is astounding. And it's claiming this power. It's standing in your truth. And then you become a defender of the prosperity that it brings, defender of the way that it leads you forward, defender of what you want. And it's slowly and steadily moving there, which always gets us frustrated as human beings, because it's like, oh my gosh, I should have been there yesterday or 3 days ago. And this is saying, be kind and be calm. Slowly and steadily move forward in the prosperity that you are planting, in the harvest that you are reaping from the seeds that you have cared for and nourished and watched grown. And it brings you to a looking at dreams and at wishes. So here's the thing. And why Spirit keeps on saying wishes, because I'm like, it's the dream card. Spirit, why do you keep on saying wishes? And what Spirit is saying is that when we have dreams, they're wishes. They're our deepest wish for ourselves. They're our greatest triumph and our most beautiful truth. And the fact of the matter is, the dreams that we have in our heads and the way they manifest in the world, not always the same. Actually, seldom ever the way we imagined it. But this is looking at our dreams. And this is saying it's time to take them off the shelf. It's time to bring them into the world. Instead of fearing and doubting and thinking, oh no, I can't, I just can't. It's saying, oh no, I can. And this is the brilliance that I move forward in. And this is the dream that I get to walk. Instead of talking about it and people going, oh yeah, okay. It's starting to live it. And it's not saying a word to anybody else, because this is a sacred truth for you. And as you start to live your dream, now it doesn't mean that it has to be big. And this is where we get ourselves all confuddled and muddled. We think the bigger the scale, the better, my life will be. Why do we think that? Just think of an actor who is like this A-list movie star. And yes, they make a buttload of money, but everything else is like taken away. And you might sit there and completely disagree, but they're hounded by paparazzi, which that can't be fun. They can't eat at the normal restaurants. They can't do this, they can't do that. And yet they get to sit in this palace and be envied by everybody. It just seems silly. So here, when you have your dreams, don't poo-poo it if it's small. Don't poo-poo it if it's gentle. Don't poo-poo it if it's kind. Don't sit there and think, oh no, it has to be this grandiose thing that everybody gets to envy me for. And I get to what? Be in a gilded cage. Why would you want that? This then leads you to prosperity that lasts for generations. This leads you to wealth and to brilliance and to beauty and to a sense of a job well done. This leads you to a bounty in your life and a brilliance in your soul. And it has you really moving forward in a way that is powerful and truthful and absolutely abundant for you. And a 10 of Pentacles doesn't mean that you have to have, you have to be able to leave this huge inheritance to people. It means that your presence can also leave such bounty, can plant seeds of love and abundance and beauty in those around you. It's a sense of contentment, and it's a sense of a job well done. And that's what happens, again, when you face this fear of this karmic debt. It leads you to an abundance. If it's run away from, it can negate this, most definitely. And then it leads you to a happiness of heart. It's like prosperity and love. Being able to pay the bills on time, being able to be secure, and loving contentment. And it brings the Aquarius energy. It's pouring the healing waters into the world. It's looking at the highest form of man's perfection. And it's seeing that truth. When our ancestors looked up at the stars late at night, they gave them names. They told stories about them. They made them gods. They guided their paths by them, and they moved forward, knowing that the stars watched out over them. And the stars watch out over us now, even if it might seem a whimsical way of thinking of it. There's a power in the stars, and there's a power in our truths. It's written in our stars. This is saying for a reason. There's a sense of beauty here. There's a sense of divinity hearing your soul's wish. Not what you cross your fingers for and go, oh, I wish, for a new car, a new watch, a new this, a new that. It's what our soul really craves. Divinity has a way of providing. And sometimes it is in the most topsy-turvy, crazy way possible. But it is still dividing. It is still providing it to us. Our soul's wish is being heard, and divinity will grant it. You are then pregnant with possibilities. You have this creative energy flowing through you and with you and for you. And there's brilliance and there's beauty and there's truth there. And there's this creative energy that is inside of you. You are also claiming a throne that you thought was lost, claiming a power and a voice that you didn't think you had anymore. And as you claim this throne, you claim the power, the brilliance, and the beauty of you. It's healing, it's compassion, it's love. And you have the Empress, and you have the Queen of Cups, who, if you take the zodiac out of it, is as compassionate, or she's second only to the Empress. The Queen of Cups is second only to the Empress in the beauty that she brings forward in our lives, and the peace that she tries to build. And then you have the King of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is seeing things connecting. Yeah, this is seeing things connecting more brilliantly than you had before. This is seeing connections that you hadn't seen. This is looking at the seeds that you are planting and the seeds that you have planted. And this is taking care of them. This is nurturing them. This is harvesting them to be something great. And this is a power within yourself to be prosperous, to be bountiful. And it's in the public arena that you're looking towards something more, and you're claiming a power that you didn't know you had or that you thought was lost forever. It leads you to a prosperity that surprises you. It really does surprise you. And it can be leading you on the road to this prosperity that is so surprising. And then it leads you to they all live happily ever after. And it can be that you're looking at things and you're like, okay, I'm scaling back my life. I'm looking at things and I'm boiling things down to what I truly want for me, what I truly desire for me, what I need for my heart, my soul, and my brilliance to move me forward. And this is embracing that love, that understanding, that compassion, and that abundance of self. And it leads you to an end of a cycle. And Spirit is saying a beginning of a dream. But it can simply be the beginning of realizing that dream is possible and that it's not something that was lost. All right, let's go deeper. Libra. Show me more deeply for Libra, October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Libra. Show me more deeply for Libra, October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Awesome. One bonus card. Awesome. And let's see here. The people you need to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Libra needs to be mindful of? October 16th to 31st, 2020 Libra. Who are the people that Libra has to be mindful of? October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. And we have here the Queen of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is going to be a person who comes across rather haughty, okay? Haughty, just thinks, you're going to see them and go, wow, you think well of you, don't you? And they can be very kind of impressed with themselves. But they're also being very guided in a certain way. They're very cold, okay, is what I'm seeing here. They're very much in walking their own path and seeing their own truth. And you're going to be drawn to this person because, again, you're air sign energies. You have that connection. You have the king here. You have the queen here. It's like, oh my gosh, a missing piece of the puzzle coming in. They're not interested in sharing. They're not interested in what you're interested in. And so it is going to be kind of a waste of time to chase that person. It is. Or to even think, yeah, so there's something that they're saying. There's something about words around them that, like, some of it is relevant, but not all. So, like, take things with a grain of salt with them. And then you have the Princess of Swords. This is a person who, again, you're going to feel drawn to because of the air sign energy that you guys share. But this is a person who is a trauma drama diva. I mean, seriously, the word princess very much comes to mind. And this is a person who is concerned only about themselves, who is looking at only what they want, and who will very easily and very readily kind of put burdens onto you and say, okay, great, you got this, because it's just like too much, and go on their own way. And this could actually be the same person right here. This is a mature person. This is an immature person, or, younger energy, more wise and experienced energy, and they can flip-flops back and forth between being wise and understanding, but you can't really walk that same road with them, and being just juvenile and petty and insecure, and you're like, oh my gosh, pick a road. And then you have Scorpio energy. This is a time frame of October 23rd to November 21st, just secretive, really into their own selves. This could also be a person, just be mindful, this could be a person who gathers up secrets, okay, and who kind of hoards them for a day when they can use them. And this is just a person where you want to be like, you know what, no, I don't need you in my camp. It's kind of like with friends like this who needs enemies type of deal. Just kind of walk away, and by kind of walk away. So then we have the High Priestess. Okay, as you're embracing what you love, as you're being a student of the way that you're moving forward, there is a sense of a quiet serenity coming over you, and a wisdom guiding. I mean, just this deep connection with spirit and divinity. And as you are a student of your creativity, God, source, spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, hands you a gift of knowledge, hands you a gift of understanding and cutting through the doubts and the fears. It leads you to the lovers. This is the Lord and the Lady. And this is a Gemini energy, May 21st to June 20th. There can be a karmic path needing to be faced with a Gemini energy, right here, or somebody who has a duality of understanding and a way that they present themselves. Okay, they can also play word games. Then you have the King of Pentacles, over you claiming your magic, walking and standing in front of the throne of your existence and being a defender of your prosperity. Now you claim that prosperity and you are the king. You are the ruler. You have the star coming over your dreams, and it's like when you wish upon a star, your dreams do come true. And that's just what came right to my head. And that's why I had to laugh, because it's like the star guides you. It's your North Star. It's staying to your truth. And it might take a little while, most definitely, but it's staying to that truth, and it's moving in that power and in that grace. And it leads you to the Nine of Cups. It leads you to, the prosperity that lasts for generations. And it leads you to wishes being granted, most definitely, of seeing things more openly, more honestly for you. People are going to see the radiance of your heart, of your soul, of yourself more easily than you do. And because people are people, they will try to take advantage of it. Stay in your truth and kind of sit there and think, how will this aid me as I move forward? And if it won't, walk away from it. Then you have the repeat of the 9, so the number 9, so you're coming very close to a completion of a cycle. You have the 9 of Pentacles over the star and over the Empress. So here it's a harvest that's coming to fruition. It's like what you have worked for is really starting to pay off. And then you have the King of Pentacles, and now you have the Queen of Cups again. So you have a repeat of the King of Pentacles, you have a repeat of the Queen of Cups. You are the ruler of your heart, your soul, and yourself, and no one else. And this is a ruler with a gentility and grace and eloquence and elegance, all those things that you would, equate to quote unquote female energy. And that's what you're really embracing here. It's like that gentleness. But you also have a ferocity of spirit when it comes to the practical world. And then as you embrace and they all live happily ever after, the Three of Cups comes into play. And the Three of Cups is a healing from the people who were supposed to be in your corner that let you down. A healing from, it's either those people that we were supposed to be able to trust. They can be parents, they can be grandparents, they can be teachers, siblings, friends, lovers that were supposed to be in our corner, but they just couldn't be. They failed us, they let us down, and it left a scar. And it is also seeing those people who are always in your corner, who always have your back. And even if that's simply divinity and your angels, that is a huge powerhouse to have behind you. And to be able to tap into that power and embrace that grace is amazing. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Once again, we have a repeat of the Knight of Pentacles, just as we have a repeat of the Star. You're moving forward slowly and steadily towards your prosperity, towards your bounty, and towards what you really desire in this world. So with the High Priestess, all right, this is a centering on yourself. This is a connecting with deeper spiritual energy. This is an opening of your heart. This is an embracing of your desires. This is divinity talking to you, and usually in rhymes and riddles or in images. And it can be hard to decipher, but then that is simply going to be the language for which divinity contacts you and talks to you with. Divinity, your angels, your spirit guides, however you want to see it. There is a sense here of going deeper within yourself and needing quiet time to connect with your heart, to connect with what you desire. And I love how the 2 goes into the 1, goes into the ace, that countdown. And here, it is a cutting through doubts and fears. It is a knowing what it is that you want from life. You aren't taking this gift quite yet, and we'll see if you are in your subconscious message. But right now, it's permeating everything. It's letting you see things so much more deeply, so much more openly, so much more honestly. And it's like, okay, that truth is where I want to walk, and that truth is what I want to have as a part of me. And it leads you to facing a karmic debt, and it can very well be around love, because that is what divinity was showing me before, spirit guide was showing me, and the angels, when it was what card was this? The Magician. And it was like you could be looking at a person and saying, oh my God, I want you to love me. And they're just not. Or we have, that's pretty much the energy right there, just spelt right out. And there's a karmic debt here with love. Okay, with the knowledge of love, it can be you're overanalyzing things. It can be that there needs to be a freedom, and there needs to be a love for the self. I mean, I know people sit there and they balk against it, where it's like, how can you love anybody if you do not love you? But if you're seeking everything outwardly, just like the magician says, if you're seeking everything outwardly and you don't see the magic within, you don't see the God's head within, then what's the point? What's the point? You will always be disappointed. And this is finding that love internally, finding that love for yourself that's not fearing it. It's not looking for validation in everybody else. It's sitting there and saying, you know what, I like me. I like me, and I dare even say, I love me. It's kind of like when you can say with your kids, like, I'll always love you, but I don't always like you. That's what it is here with us. It's kind of like, okay, I always love you. Sometimes I don't like what you do, but I will always love you. And that's the energy here. And that's simply meaning it too. It's not like I always have to be perfect, or else I've just let everybody down and everything's going to crumble, like, in a way that I can't even imagine. It's like, no, this is an embrace of love and of joy and of an understanding of the heart and of the self. And it's in a really big way. And it's not wanting to please and not needing to please everybody else, because that's a lesson. That's the lesson of Gemini, is to not have to please everybody else, but to simply please yourself, your heart, your soul. And it leads you then to prosperity. And I love it. These aren't, I think these are angel trumpets right here, but I could be completely wrong. But they're not roses, but they're still red, crowning him. And so you have these red flowers crowning you, which means something. It's like passion crowning you, creativity crowning you, the trumpets of your angels, the trumpets of grace and of divinity here. And it's like, okay, now it's time to move forward. Now it's time to claim your wealth. Now it's time to know that you own your power, your prosperity. And that brings you to your dreams coming true and your soul's wish being granted. And you have the double star. It's like when you wish upon a star, as you're guided to who you are going to find that you see things so much more clearly. But there's also the shadows of the night, right? Because the stars don't come out. You can't really see them in the day. And so here, there is that brilliance of the understanding. There is that brilliance of the heart, of the soul, of the passion, of the desire. And it leads you to embracing the bounty and the prosperity of you. And it's kind of here, I don't know if you can see, but here she is a younger person. And here, she's a much more mature person in the crystal ball. She looks like a grandma right in there. And so there's a sense of, as you embrace this grace, as you embrace this power, it stays with you as you move forward, as you, embrace your heart, your soul, yourself, your beauty, your understanding, your love for your life, and the desire of what you want. And as that opens to you, and it walks with you, it brings you to happiness. It's like, this is what I'm proud of. This is the harvest that I have been working so hard to create. And it brings you to that love, that prosperity, that cherishing of self, and that owning of self. It's like, this is me. And this is the path that I own. And this is the path that I walk in my truth. And you leave behind the negativity of those who failed. And you embrace the beauties of those who have stood with you and who have helped you succeed. Because we tend to overlook those people in our lives, those ones who are always in our corners. We're like, okay, you're tried and true. You're like a steady Eddie. That's great. But that person there who's never approved of me, their words hurt more than your encouragements aid. That type of thing. It's like, why? Why do we do that? And so as we release that, you move forward slowly and steadily in prosperity. So let's see what your spirit guide animal cards have to say. Libra, October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Libra. October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Libra. October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. Those three. And so we have here the hummingbird spirit. It says, be here now. Be present. Don't be planning for the future and living in the future or living in the past. Be in the present now. And when these animals, if you see these animals in real life or you see an image of these animals, these are your spirit guides, and your angels and your spirit guides, but these are your spirit animals, tapping you on the shoulders, saying, remember this message, Libra. And then we have the spider spirit, which is one of my absolute favorites. It says, make your dreams real. It is time to spin the web that creates your dreams, that brings you, forward to the reality that you want within your life. And other people might look at it like people look at spiders. You have such contrasting, beings here. So you have the hummingbird, which everybody looks at and goes, oh, how beautiful. And you have the spider, which everybody looks at, well, a lot of people look at and go, oh my gosh, ew, 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 can become completely afraid of them. And so being in the here now is a gift that most people don't see, because hummingbirds are so fast. Most of the times we don't see them. And then the spider spirit, make your dreams real, is something that everybody cringes at doing. It's like, oh, but that makes me really vulnerable. Ooh, that puts me out there way more than I want to be. Ooh, what if people don't think it's as beautiful a dream as I think it is? It's kind of like, well, who cares what everybody else thinks? They have their life. That's why it's theirs. You have yours. Create your life. And then we have the panther spirit, who has been coming up a lot lately during this time frame. And it says, reclaim your power. Reclaim your power and know your truth. Now let's see what your subconscious message is. For your spirit animals, it is the frog spirit. Clear out the clutter. It is time to clear out the clutter and claim your power. It's a clutter of the mind. It can be, if you're like me, an absolute clutter bug, it can be, like, okay, I get it. It's time to clear out the clutter. And then we have your spirit, your subconscious person message, which is the Princess of Pentacles. And this is being a student of your prosperity, being a student of the way that you're moving forward. This is looking at things with new eyes, in a new light, and in a new way. Then we have your subconscious chakra message, which is your angels and masters. And this is where divinity said before that your angels were wrapping you in their wings. You are protected. This is the soul star chakra, located 6 inches above your crown. Angels and divinity are wrapping their wings around you, guiding you forward, blessing you. Your subconscious tarot message is the 6 of Pentacles, prosperity. This is balancing the scales. This is the minor arcana justice card, this is you in the minor arcana, balancing the scales, knowing that you can't be everything. And this is also knowing that you can't give and give and give till there's nothing left. Be balanced. Be balanced and claim that balance for yourself and for that power. And also know that there are people there to help you out. And even if it's just simply connecting with your angels and your spirit guides and letting that hope, letting that brilliance become a part of your soul, in a way that you hadn't expected. It could be a prayer, it could be a meditation every single day that connects you with that divine power and lets you walk forward in that grace. And it moves you then to go deeper into that subconscious message of the 3 of Pentacles. This is what you've been working towards, and this is what you've been working for. And this is a balance of everything that you've created. This is a claiming of everything that you've worked towards. Others may try to take credit. They don't get to. This is your accomplishment, and this is your achievement. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing out of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we walk forward in love for ourselves, in love with ourselves. Not in that braggadocious, kind of icky way, but in that, wow, that person is radiant way. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Libra.